break down those sections for you here one by one, and we have here section number 1 made up of lots of rocks and then the big UCI logo at the ends. That'll be a slightly grippier but slippery at the very end, as we saw earlier. The barrels and the beams, the whiskey barrels there, still a bit wet, so they'll be slippery. And then third section we've called our concrete jungle. Again, when it's wet, also very slippery, believe it or not. So there's going to be lots of obstacles to get through there. And then we've got our leafless forest there, some logs, a couple of rocks, but that's just for the security there. And then the final section, as we've called the rock and reel section, which has been very interesting in the finals there, catching some people out. So fantastic courses, they look amazing, but I think they ride even better pinks, and they cannot go through the yellows. And that's because the yellow ones will be for the elite finalists later, and the pink.
So here we go, we have 20 and 26-inch wheels are the two categories, just literally the wheel size is different. 5 sections of different obstacles. 2 minutes per section for the riders to complete all 6 gates, getting a maximum of 60 points per section. Foot down or a crash, lots of different penalty points. Highest score will determine the winner. And the guys here, red gates all the way through the sections. You go outside of those lines, it's an instant fail on that section. You can't carry on and earn any more points. So here we go. We're going to start off with our lineup of the 6 finalists. In reverse order, starting from qualified in 6th place. We'll go first, all the way down to the winner from yesterday's semi-finals. So we start off with Ibuki Hamano. Then we'll have Wojciech Kalas from Czech Republic. Then from France we have Titouan Kor. And from Austria we have Nicholas Osteimer. And then from France we have Luca Pastuel. And from Spain we have Daniel Segarra. Now Daniel Segarra has had top 10 finishes in the World Cup in the elite category, so I think he is the favourite.
Own stylish points here that we'll give to some of these riders.
Yeah, so here's a little rundown of the riders. So Daniel qualifying in 1st place, Daniel Segarra. So yeah, they start very, very young, and obviously when they're that young, they can't ride such a big bike. They need a slightly smaller, slightly lighter bike. But these guys are already on the 26-inch wheels.
Let's see, first rider coming out now, Ibuki.
Yeah, let's see how he gets on through 1A, no problem. On to 1B to try and collect his first lot of points. Just back tyre, not quite making it up there and sliding out, putting a foot down, so he won't get the points. That is 1B. So in each gate, you have 6 gates in this section, but each gate can have A, B, C and D, up to D, determining on how the setters have actually set the routes. So yeah, he's got to go through A and B all clean without touching anything but his tyres on any of the obstacles for him to actually gain those points. So he's still got to get through. That was 2A that he's just gone through. He'll go through 2B here, and once he gets over this rock here, he'll gain 10 points. There we go, and he's on the scoreboard. And now he's got this hook move. Let's see what he can do. We've got Captain Crash Steve Rogers for everybody in the arena live. One of the British riders. He competed in the 26-inch elite category yesterday as well.
And actually, just pinch myself moment, all 3 commentators in the arena and in here, all part of the Shin Dig team.
All 4 of us.
All 4 of us there. So.
We're all on the Shin Dig media team, trying to put trials on the map and get more people involved and excited about the sport.
Yeah, so please check us out. Go and give us a follow. Go and give us a subscribe. It really helps the sport, and it's totally free for you to do that.
Yep, and it covers all aspects of the sport. Competition trials, street trials, absolutely everything. So we really get behind the people in sport. Sliding back there, putting a foot down, called a tactical grab there. So you are allowed to move the bike. You put your foot down and move the bike into a solid position to get back on and carry on through the section. So 20 points so far for Ibuki in this section, and I think he's just run out of time there yet, so he'll take 20 points out from section 1.
That's fine. That was a bit like earlier on, around about 20-30 points. Not too many cleans, which a clean explains all maximum points, but we can see here.
Yeah, just sliding out on the side there. He tried to push the front wheel down to the other side.
Now, obviously, the bikes are bigger here, so it's just going to play a slightly different aspect to the previous riders.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the 26-inch bikes, so they have a longer wheelbase, but because of the bigger wheels, they can generally fit on slightly smaller things, but then it really depends. Every move is really quite different between the 20 and 26-inch bike where you can and can't fit. So choosing that side-up move, unfortunately putting a foot down there for Wojciech.
Another dab or a penalty point there. They've got 5 lives. We must remember, if you're just joining us here, this is the 26-inch juniors finals.
Yeah, and when we say a clean actually comes from the old rules where they used to be kind of reversed. So it's actually a 0 score was the best score, and we'd call it a clean because you wouldn't get any penalty points.
We just carried on the name.
Yeah, and a clean's just kind of stuck with it, and that's why one of the biggest trials companies out there is Clean Bikes, because of that exact reason. Getting a clean run by 3 times, I believe, world champion Abel Mistelis.
Yes, the Spanish camp. Now, we've seen a few riders slip on here too, but all slightly different approach. Oh, goodness.
No.
Has he still got his teeth? That was a head smash.
Yeah.
A bit surprised they went for the up to front. Usually they would have been going for a hook. My goodness.
You know what? It's a really strange height. I'd say it's about 1.40 m, and it's for me it was kind of, do I go up to front or try the hook? So he
what would you have tried? Look, see, way too low.
Smash
face.
He took that like a champion.
Let's have a look. Did he get his peak or did he actually smash his face?
He actually managed to get his hands down, and then I think his face
is okay.
He's okay, yeah. He's still as good looking as when he started. Okay, I'm glad for Wojciech there.
Oh wow! So this is all to play for now. Quite a few crashes this weekend. So
Titian from France, from Team France. Again, riding with him earlier in the year, looked very, very strong. Look at that, beautiful. That pedal up, getting the back wheel perfectly in line. Not a lot of space to land that. Now, this you have to kind of line up. It's a bit awkward to see from here. There's a little pointy rock around the back there, and there's a woman's gate on that side, so they've got to just watch their axles on that.
Has to hold it. Oh,
very nicely done.
Yeah, and he is out there. Made a nice pace so far as well. Still got a minute left, but he's used half his time for 10 points.
Yeah. Half his time for 10 points. He needs to get a bit of a move on. Yeah, nicely done. No dramas through that. 20 points so far. So he's already equalled previous scores.
So he's gone for the hook. Much safer route there. I mean,
yeah, I think if you can keep your momentum forwards, you don't need to lift too much. You just need to hit it with a lot of forward momentum and a lot of commitment.
A bit like just hitting with some speed and rolling up. Right, so he's
so this is quite a technical bit. You've got to try and line up on this. Yeah, spin round.
Remember,
up to back wheel.
3 on top.
Yeah, you can see it's all just soaking wet on top of there, and it's just painted smooth wood. That was interesting.
Interesting approach. I didn't expect that. No, I would have probably switched straight to back wheel.
Yeah. But he's just leant over the front, and actually that's quite easy to just push too much forward. Oh, that was looking really good as well, but he was out of time and he was under pressure.
Yeah, he's a bit of a slow pace on that one. So
30 points though. So he jumps into the lead so far. But still 3 riders to go.
So have a look at this hook. Landing sort of
that was nice.
On the edge. Well done there. You can see to get the grip, he's right on the edge. Look. Oh, just holding it there.
That shows how good these tyres are that we use. They're very soft compound. We've got slightly bigger air volume in the rear tyre. No, you can see from that replay there, but I think he kind of half tried that one because he knew he was out of time. So here we go. We have Nicholas. Now, Nicholas is a great guy, super nice guy. Very, very talented rider. He's been out to Spain and trained with us with the Life Cycle Trials team, run by Karol Sowen. Very experienced, multiple champion from Poland. He's helping these young riders come up and really push themselves. Got many riders in the finals here. Just overbalancing backwards slightly. Still doing it. For it again, it's all right.
Yeah, he's still got time.
Come on, here we go.
This one's really tricky. They make it look easy, but they've got to stay on just and turn. How hard
it's interesting. Like we were saying, they're the same, very well, almost the same gates as the elite semi-finals yesterday. And actually, on that gate, a couple of us just instead of going to the top and turning and going through, you can just throw through to a little edge. Little bit scary. I did do it in the wet, but it is a little bit scary. But doing this, you can see the wind blowing the flag in the background and blowing his top around. That's going to have a big factor as well. Means you've got to make that move, but not overshoot and land with exactly the right balance. If he underbalances backwards on the top of this, he's very, very bad. So he needs to get on the scoreboard. He needs to get this gate to get on the scoreboard. Come on, come on. Oh, he's not quite there. This is not the start Nicholas wanted.
This is chewing away at his time. He's got no points right now and 17 seconds to go.
Yeah. And this is only A. So he has to get the next gate to get B as well. So that is a shame. So I don't think he's going to have 8 seconds. He's really running out of time.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. I think
he's even asked for the time and
game over. That is a shame for Nicholas there.
Oh my goodness, he is going to be really frustrated.
Yeah, that is a shame.
But we'll see. It's only the first section here, so someone could do something similar in the others. So could be last minute. Let's have a look. What kind of... Yeah, go on. He's had to use the dab. And then look, couldn't hold it, had to drop down, so he's had to go all the way back up. It's just too much. And that goes to show one mistake will really mess up the entire section for you. So we've got Luca Pastoriel for France now. He's going to try and maybe get some points in this section for sure. Now,
yeah, here we go. So making
the 10. Got the 10.
Making fast work of that is, I'll tell you what, his pedal ups are absolutely fantastic. Really, really good. He's quite a big guy, very, very, very strong. Such a young lad as well. So let's see, can he get this move?
We've just seen one rider not quite get it though. Look, he's holding it. Yeah, well composed. Little boon to the top of the rock.
Yeah, so you see what he actually did there is like he shunted his weight forward up to the back wheel rather than pulling the front wheel back and going in with the more aggressive speed. And that really meant that he didn't overcook and go off the other side of that previous rock. Now lining up for this awkward hook. Very awkward. Yeah, and just you see there, not a big jump in terms of height that you need to generate. You need to really keep the forward momentum and just really commit your body to moving forwards through that. You've got to pedal as hard as you can at that sharp edge.
Watching
it's pretty scary.
Stay away from falling out of that rope there. If he went out of the rope, he would be a 5 and he'd be out.
So. And gapping straight
to back wheel. Nice. Yeah, it's the first time we've seen that one.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when we walked the section earlier, I read that quite differently. I didn't think people would sort of do that line.
No, it looked like it'd be simple just to do a wheel swap.
Yeah, but shows his confidence.
Yeah.
Shows his confidence in his abilities, which is great. So going for this static hook. So hooking the front tyre up over that edge, pulling back, switching to the back tyre.
Did he get this one?
I mean, it looked like his front wheel was very close to that edge, but the observers are there.
I'll do one more to get the 10. That's 40 points. You'll be happy with that.
He's doing very well. He's in the lead so far.
It's a good run from Luca.
Was that 40? I believe that was 40.
And that's Luca there with the most. He's the youngest one in today's group here. He's the youngest rider coming out with the strongest points right now.
Great ride. Look at this. That little switch forwards. He's done very, very well.
Didn't waste any time gapping up to that. So
no, and you can
just
see
on that point. Look at that.
So I know we've talked about tyre pressures before, but the tyre pressures on these bikes, they're not quite as low as a lot of people think. It's just the fact that we are on edges all the time. So they look a little bit flat. Daniel Segara making light work of 1A and 1B.
Blowing through there.
Yeah. I think we're going to see some spectacular riding from this guy today. Here we go. So, working his way up. Pulling the front wheel off there.
Holding it there, no trouble there for Daniel.
Just bear in mind, when he's turning on the back wheel there, he's got to stay on the back side of the rock when he turns on the front wheel to keep the front axle from going over that horizontal line above. Imagine a vertical pole above those gates. And that's what he's got to do. He's got to keep the front axle and the rear axle inside those gates. So if he just went to the top of the rock and just turned to the left, the observer would give him 5 points because his axle would be above that. So he hasn't made the move that the section guys are intending.
A little bit too quick there for Daniel. I think he's trying the same thing as Luca.
So this is weird because I would have thought you'd ride round to the right-hand side and just go round. But
the same as Luca.
Yeah, he's done it and he's done it very nicely.
Maybe he saw Luca do it and thought, you know what, I can do that.
30 points. Yeah.
That's why it can benefit for you to go last.
Yeah, 30 seconds. He knows what he needs to do. He needs to get 40. And then now he can maybe if he can get these next 2 gates quickly, he can, he's got to turn around and get up this huge hook. If he can get this big hook, hasn't got long to do it. Just seconds left. Oh, I don't think he's going to have time to do it again.
10 seconds. I mean, this is an A and a B, isn't it?
Here he goes. Come on. Here we go. This is B. This is for 5B. He's over. He's got the point.
Oh, but
that's okay.
Did he get them? I think that was 50,
yeah,
so
50 points.
Just so the viewers understand that basically he got through the gate first on his bike and then fell off.
Yeah.
So that means kind of still,
as long as both axles go through the gate, after that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So we go, little replay, back wheel on that slopey edge.
Almost losing it.
I'll tell you, he could have jumped then and he would have lost it all. And here we go, fighting for that point. So the back axle there is through the gates. That's where he gets the 50 points. So it doesn't matter. He knew that he just had to get through that, and he gets that 10 points.
Yeah, I think he'll be happy. So here are the scores.
And that could really play a big part later on down the line in the competition. So perfect spread of scores there. Look at that.
I was just thinking there, it's like 0, 10, 20, 30. I actually thought then that's the points they could get, but no, that's the score.
That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful.
That's doing my OCD wonders. Okay, here, on to section number 2, the whiskey barrels.
The whiskey barrels, right then, here we go. Ibuki, starting through gate 1A, straight up to back wheel. Oh! Okay, foot down, that is a shame. He tried going for that big move straight to back wheel, because if you go to the front, it is quite slippery. They do have kind of a waxy texture on the top. And actually having a set of obstacles with a variety of textures and grip levels is really important in the World Championships, because you don't want to see how good somebody is on one type of terrain. And actually a big part of trials is being able to get grip where you don't really have grip. Yeah. So it's very, very important for the section builders to make these sections with rocks, wood, concrete, waxy, rounded, slippery wood. I mean, it's really important to have that variety so that you can really see who is the best all-round rider. It's not just about one style of riding. That's why you need such a good variety of obstacles.
That's why some riders will be better in some positions or some moves, or like you said, even with the left foot forward, right foot forward, that also plays a part, right?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, all of my best results in previous years were all because I was quite good in both sides, left and right. It didn't make much difference to me. And a lot of the other riders were very biased.
Right.
And you need to be a well-rounded rider, and you can see that as these guys ride. They need to be able to adapt their riding to fit through the section. So you can't really just train what you're good at. You need to train more what you're bad at.
You're better off being ambidextrous.
That is it, yeah, ambidextrous, exactly.
So
it's very hard to ride with your wrong foot forwards. So you can see Ibuki here is a left foot forward rider. So he's riding with his left foot forward. I think he was just getting a bit of arm pump there, yeah. Shaking his arm out a little bit.
Fortunate for Ibuki there. He definitely should have done better, or could have done better, I should say.
But a very good effort there.
Let's have a look at this one here. So up to back, just slipping, not quite enough. So you think he'd be pretty gutted with that one.
Nice ride in there, just gliding up through there.
Look at that, right on the edge. You see the tyre really compressing. That looks like the perfect
That is a
pressure.
beautiful replay.
Yeah.
You can really see the edges, and that's, I think he had a bit of arm pump there, so you can see his back tyre slid across. Now when that happens, you can quite easily fly off the back of the bike, land on your back on the floor, hit your head. It's really nasty.
Essentially, they can't clench the bars. That's what sort of happens there. They're not able to actually pull.
Oh,
no way.
What check.
That all happens so quickly.
Yeah, very, very slippery barrel. I think his front wheel slid across the top of the barrel, and he tried to switch the back wheel, but didn't have enough pull back on the bars. All went a bit Pete Tong there. That is a bit of a shame.
Let's
see what
have a
happens.
look here.
Yeah, look this. Look at this. Watch that front tyre.
Yeah, slipping.
Yeah.
Just slid, so he didn't have enough to... Oh, no.
Oh, that is a shame.
Yeah, and if he was much more vertical, probably wouldn't have slipped quite as badly, but...
Yeah, exactly. So if he'd committed and pulled the back wheel a bit higher, the front tyre probably wouldn't have slid so much. But...
Oh, you can see that's probably put off our French rider as well.
I really think that he put his foot down there just because of what he's just seen.
Yes, you know, it really messes with your mind.
Exactly.
That's why you almost, that's what they say, sometimes you might not want to be last, you might want to go first.
100%.
Very, very tricky. So let's see him go through the rest of the course. There's only one dab though, so he's probably going to want to have got that through so he can get some positive points here. So you can see now he's got to go up through the pile of barrels here, that red gate. Little jump up through, just to give him that little bit more momentum. Wedging onto the top to switch there, so now he's got to make his way up this really quite steep beam. I mean, they make it look easy, but they need a lot of speed to get there, and the perfect pedal strokes. So he's going to land. No, you can see not enough speed. He's going to have to pull it back a little bit. Let's see. Yes, nicely done. Gets that front wheel hooked over. And now using that spring, he's going to probably switch to his back wheel now. He's got to do the gap. Very scary in the wet. Got to trust your bike here. And your brakes. You've probably noticed that these 26-inch riders are not using rear disc. Now, obviously, in the wet, if you're using a rim brake, the friction's going to change. You get any water on that, it might not work quite as well. So these guys, that's probably why you can hear the brakes were a lot quieter than they were yesterday, because you still hear them though, but it's just because the water on the rim there is not going to make it quite as good. So very interesting to see. Front to back on that gate here. And a little bit further, so it's a very good score so far. But I think that's time, so 30 points there. 30 points for Tuyan from France. Now we've got Nicholas from Austria will be next.
Come on, Nicholas.
Let's have a look at this. So, look, was really unsure because of that, so he put his foot down. He could have kept on the bike then, I think, but with that confidence that you see previously, it just kind of messes with your head. I don't want that to happen to me, so probably took a much safer bet. You can see there as well, the tyres just very slippery surfaces. So now, Nicholas.
Okay, let's see what Nicholas can bring to this section. I think Titouan did very, very well there. 30 points. Bit of a shame on that first gate. So, Nicholas, 10 points so far. So he's on the scoreboard. He's off. This is a bit of an awkward move. Very, very slippery. But sailing through that, another 10 points. He's going to be rolling round to the side, taking a bit of a run up to get up this slope. Here we go. Can he make it?
Gonna want to get it first time.
Oh, just, yeah. That was close. Yeah, just dived his front wheel in a little bit early there, but managed to make it stick.
Really high up those barrels too.
Yep, about 2 meters off the floor there. Straight. Down to back wheel. Another 10 points. So 30 so far. So now he's really getting onto the scoreboard. Time to make it back. Hook in the front wheel. back wheel, look, just right on the edge of the barrel. You see it sliding down the back there. He's just pulling on the front tyre. Yes, perfectly up to back wheel. Come on. Here we go.
Straight to back here, I reckon.
Straight to back. He's got this. There it is. No worries. Staying on the barrels all the way down. Around that edge. There we go. 40 points.
Oh, yes.
It is starting to dry up. It's a little bit breezy, which is actually quite a good thing, because that breeze will make it dry up much, much faster. And I believe in Scotland this is what you call sunny right now.
This is the height of summer.
Actually, I joke, but the first day that we got here, it was beautiful sunshine on Tuesday. So it was absolutely lovely.
Lovely little switch, 2 wheels. I love that little move. It just looks so simple.
Yeah, and he's got a bit of a KT tape on his arms there, just to help with a bit of the arm pump, because all the time, of course, you're holding the bar as hard as you can, pulling the brakes on and off all the time. This sport is very tough for arm pump. So, got to watch his front axle there. If he leans too much to the right, that's over the woman's gate. It would be a 5 if you lean too much to the right on that first move. So 10 points already for Luca. Come on, Luca.
Youngest rider here today.
Yeah. But also the biggest, actually.
Is he the tallest?
Yeah. Big, strong boy. Okay, here we go. Hooking the front wheel. Back wheel and down. Another 10 points there for him. Just rolling around the outside. Giving his head a little bit of space there as well. I find doing those little loops and just give you a little bit of a head space for the next move. Nice and smooth. Up the sleepers.
Good chance to compose themselves.
Now, it's interesting because I think riding this in the dry, when we rode this in the dry yesterday, it was kind of, I'll be honest, it was pretty chill. Kind of that first part of the section is like, no problem. But then when it was wet, you know that at any point you can slip. And suddenly it's a whole different ball game.
Right, and then
he's going for a different line. Look at this. This is interesting. So he's going up to this barrel. There's a little bit of, you can see the tape on the right-hand side by his back wheel. Straight up the back wheel. Oh, he did well to hold that on the floor.
Just saved that, didn't he? But that was a completely different approach. Interesting, no hook there. Just went for the up to back.
That was really interesting. I didn't even look at that this morning.
I reckon this will be up to back as well now.
Yeah, no problem. He's got this up to back.
Oh no, little Frenchie.
Oh, I stand corrected.
Yeah, a bit of style in there, but you know, we tried.
But he's running out of time, 40 points. He's only got 10 seconds left. I don't think he's going to have time to get through this.
Most of the max we've seen so far is 40 in section number 2. I wonder if we're going to see...
That's 40 points. Now, I think Daniel Garcia Segara may very well get 50 points, possibly 60.
We shall see. So far it's only been 40, so Daniel's got to try and make up for one mistake he had in section number 1.
Here we go, little replay of that, big gap. You see his back wheel right, just touching the marker there. Very, very close. Now, if he'd hit that any harder with that marker on the left, if you knock a marker out, that is an instant fail. So it's the same as going out of the section. It's a complete failure. So you've got to be very, very careful not to knock those markers out.
Penalised for ruining the course.
Yeah, exactly. Causing more work for the...
Yeah. Okay, Daniel Segara now, who...
and the rain is back, but Daniel Segara isn't going to be caring about that. We've just got a sudden downpour. Very, very damp.
The wind's picking up too, I think, so that's going to add to it. You know, these bikes are light, and with heavy winds, it's really going to affect the riders.
It really affects, you know, and like when you're trying to balance 2-3 meters off the floor on these little points, the wind is actually a huge factor. I've always said I'd rather have rain than wind, because the wind can just throw you all over the place.
Yeah.
So Daniel going for a different... Oh, he got a point there. He just touched his pedal on the barrel as he was dropping down. So he's missed.
So he's not going to get...
So because he actually did it after... Oh no, he did. He did it on 3. So
he did it on 3. So
the points.
Okay, so he can still get 40 now, as you see. So he's only been... that's 1 life gone, as they say. They've got 5 lives in total.
Yeah, exactly. 5 lives in total. I like that. Call them lives instead of lives. That's great. So yeah, here we go. He's already through the 40. The fourth gate. So this is the 5th gate. It's a huge move, and in the rain, it's going to make it even harder. Like we said, the top of these barrels are quite slippery. So come in with a bit of speed, big burst of power on the pedals.
Ooh, he's going to have to go again.
To back.
But is that going to be a 5?
His front tyre went to the right-hand side, and they're giving him a 5 for that. That is a shame.
Just an explanation for those. He got through it, but then gone to the side.
Yeah, so his front axle, like I was saying earlier, his front axle's gone over that pole above the that vertical line. Yeah, you'll see here. So in the replay, hooks up to back, and his front tyre just goes to the right-hand side, and the observers are there. They can see his front axle's just gone over. Very strict.
Directly backwards.
Yeah, so if he'd gone directly backwards, the other thing to note is if the rear axle has gone through that gate, if he went up to back wheel, the rear axle's gone through the gate, he'll get the points for that gate. But if he jumped back, that's a 5. That's a fail.
Yes, because both axles have come backwards.
Both axles have come back.
Okay. So here are the scores as they stand extremely close there for Daniel and Luca at the top. The matching points there.
Oh, this is going to be a tough fight now, isn't it?
At least Luca's consistent so far. Consistency is key.
Absolutely. So both the top riders, or 2 leading riders, on 80 points after 2 sections. And Ibuki starts section 3. Our first look at section 3 for the 26-inch junior finals here in Glasgow, giving us the exact weather we expected. Not disappointing us. But yeah, fantastic. They have altered the sections ever so slightly to account for the weather conditions. Oh, just trying to go to the front wheel. Managed to hold it, staying within sections. He hasn't had any penalty points. He can go for it again.
Switch that. Really difficult switch.
Here we go. Big move.
Oh, he needs to stay on that though.
No, it's okay. He's gone through
you can see
that gate.
Through it.
Come round for this little move here.
As we see, going to do a similar approach. Little hook.
Trying to hook that front tyre in the middle there.
He's going to chew away his time. He's going to have to compose himself.
Okay, here we go. This time, there he is. He's on the back wheel.
Second time lucky.
Look at that blue sky in the background as well. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, there's a shiny thing in the sky too. Okay.
Yeah.
Holding that there.
Now this is a bit of a scary move. Saw quite a lot of crashes on this.
It's slippery and slight slant as well. Now he's going to have to turn around and go back, because now the next gate is behind him now.
Has this hook move. So this is quite a big hook. Yeah, he's going to have to hit with a lot more force than that. So because the rear wheel didn't go through, it was just the front wheel, he is allowed to come back and try it again.
Oh, and he's 5'd it now.
That's a shame. And when we say a 5, that basically, again, it's from the old rules actually. So yeah, he's kind of he's failed the section.
He's used up all 5 penalty points.
Yeah. So if you put 1 foot down, you get 1. If you put both feet down or a hand down, that's equivalent of a 5. So you've used all of your points up. Bit replay there. Look at that, diving his way over the front end of the bike, and then his attempt on the hook, just not committing. His wheel not committing to his shoulders forwards. He's hitting it a little bit worried. Maybe because it's wet, he's a little bit scared about putting the power down.
Right, so Alice is going to want to do a little bit better than previously. So
yeah, here we go. His last section was not his finest moment.
No, definitely not. I think he's going to be he's really got to make up for this now. I'll be a little bit embarrassed, but it's okay. It happens, you know. These silly mistakes go through. So we'll wait and see. 10 points so far. Again, nice. Just making it through that gate. Oh, that was tight. Nearly fell forward.
Very, very tight.
Very
nicely
tight.
held.
Now, same sort of approach. Side on, using that knob to kind of
just hook the front wheel and give himself a bit of friction.
Yeah.
Looking for those edges. If you're on a flat edge, you don't get a lot of friction. You don't get a lot of traction, sorry, actually. But you get more traction on the sharp edges and pulling the tyre so it folds around the edges. So all the time you're kind of just looking for the edges and working out where you can put your wheels to get maximum grip. Here we go, 20 points so far. How does he get on with the third gate? Okay, up to pedal, so he's get a penalty point for that. Won't get the points for gate 3, but he can progress on to gate 4. Here we go, nice, rolling up, pulling front wheel onto that top edge. Here we go, straight to back tyre, down to the floor, and he's got this this next pedal up, and then the awkward corner move round to the left.
Only 20 seconds, so I think he's going to want to try and get at least another 10 points here.
Yeah, you can really see how 3D, that's a great view from the cameraman there, just seeing how 3D these blocks are. So going up to back wheel, he's got to try and sneak around this edge, got 2 seconds.
Seconds, 4-3. Oh, he's going to miss it.
So because his rear axle wasn't through that fourth gate there, he won't get the points for that gate. Not too bad. So he's going to end on 20 points, section 2 for Wojciech there.
So no one's even got 50 yet in any... Oh, sorry, apologies. No, Daniel got 50 in section 1, but no 60s so far. So all the course setters are giggling in the background.
So, well, it's interesting because we saw obviously the same setting for the 20-inch juniors, and we did see quite a few 60s. So the sections maybe suit the 20-inch bikes a little bit more. The 26-inch riders so far finding it a little bit harder to get through. Here we go with Titouan up on the back tyre, spinning round. He is a right-foot rider, so he wants to turn all the way around, get set up. Through the first gate, dropping down, I believe that's 10 points. Now, he's going for a slightly different way of doing this one. He's going to hook this. You've seen most other riders choose to do the bounce in to front sort of technique. You jump, get a bit of momentum, and get a rebound off the floor, dive your weight over the front end of the bike. He's going for this hook move, put his foot down. So actually he touched his pedal slightly, which means you get a point. So he may as well put a foot down and use one of his other points.
Why not?
Yeah. Oh, very nearly. You see that? As he dropped down there 90 degrees, he nearly put his front wheel back over the tape. He did well to stay in that and carry on. There we go.
Using that same technique as just now to get up onto the back wheel, and he's now, he's going to have to turn. Tricky with that little knobble in the way.
Yeah, so it's actually quite technical. You've really got to, watch the back wheel and where it's going.
And obviously a lot more wheel than the 20 inches, so...
Yeah, that is very true. 20-inch bikes are generally much better in those kind of, tight, awkward situations.
It was tight there.
Wheels.
Really pushed the back wheel through to it.
So, he's on to gate 3. 10 points so far. 25 seconds left. He's got to get this one and the next 2 moves to gain the points in the next 15 seconds. But no, a little bit too much for Titouan today.
Really running out of time. Only 10 points there.
He's going to be a bit annoyed about that.
This is down on the lower side of the scores here, but everyone's in a similar sort of area, so it's still all to play for.
No. All right, here we go. So next up, we're going to be going over to Nicholas on this section. Titouan looking a bit upset there, a little bit annoyed. He knows he could do better. I think he could do a lot better. I know what he's got to give, and I don't think he's riding his best today from what I've seen him in the past.
Months and months of training for 2 minutes of riding.
Exactly.
Can be really, really tough on you. You know,
psychologically. Yeah,
yes, absolutely. So, okay, Nicholas here for Austria. Hopefully, should.
Yeah, let's see if he can pull things back. Didn't have a great start, but. Second section, he really pulled it back with 40 points. Come on, here we go. He's going for this hook technique. Hooking the front wheel over that little bit in the middle. Straight up to the back.
Nicely done there, actually. No, really composed. What's he doing here now? So he's going a bit more side on.
He's left-footed, so he's turned round to approach it from a slightly different way. Just missing the front wheel on that knobble. So you've got to really pull the front wheel quite far into that block to get that little bit.
You see that tyre slipping a bit there on the first go. You can even see the tyre where it slipped.
Yeah.
So here we go. Observers carefully observing. Now, really taking his time. Wants to get it right. Yeah. Avoid the Tough one, this. So high up. Really got to put the power down here. You can see him just pausing.
Yeah. You just want to make sure you're fairly high up that slope.
Yeah, obviously the lower down you go, the easier it is, but too low, you're just going to slip.
Yeah, exactly. And we saw that yesterday. I watched Steve Rogers, who's actually commentating the arena at the moment, and he literally just wiped out so badly.
Yes, nice work there from the Austrian rider.
That was fantastic. Absolute textbook.
This is really good. I know he's used up a lot of his time, but it's all he's still got some.
He really needs to get this one, and then to get these 10 points, he's got to get this last gate 8. There it is.
I wonder if he'd get the next.
Done it. 30 points.
30 seconds. 3 seconds. No, he's not going to get another gate. Great ride from Nicholas there for Austria.
I mean, so far, out of the last 3, the 4 riders so far in this section, that is the best score we've seen. 30 points. So let's see what Luca can do. Fingers crossed on this one. Got Luca and Daniel Segara left to go. Still quite far ahead on 80 points after the first 2 sections, sorry. Yeah. They're still ahead, even though the other guys have actually done 3 sections and they've only done 2. So we have 2 dominant forces in this competition, but very, very close. Who is going to get the gold? Find out in just a few sections' time. So he's going for a slightly different approach here, going for a different angle.
Yeah, do you think he's going to hook? No, he's going to go up to front, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to do the bounce.
I think that's... Oh, God, he's back. That's going to eat away his time now.
He's going to eat away his time.
Come on.
Now, this is where the pressure kind of comes on, because he'll know his score. He knows what he needs to do. He knows he's in with a chance. And he's probably going to be thinking, okay, I need to play it a little bit safe and be a bit cautious, but not putting all of your weight into it means you sometimes may not make the move like that. Hopefully that time won't catch up with him. And this is the kind of thing that eats up the time, trying to move around and get set up.
This is different from others. Yeah. Wheel swap instead of the static motion straight to the back wheel, holding it on. So,
it's 2 wheels as well. That was it. Yeah.
It's nice from
Luca. That would have scared me. I would have thought my tyre slid out sideways, but yeah, and very nice, Luca.
He knows much further ahead than the other riders at this time.
Here we go. Come on. Yeah, straight to back wheel.
Take that.
That was amazing. He actually managed to twist his front wheel back round to the left on the way down, so he just stayed in it. I thought he made it as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gutted. Luca only with 20 points there.
Yeah, he's opened the door for Daniel Segara to bring back a bit of a lead if Daniel can ride well on this section. He knows it. I think he said, oh darn there. All right, hook in the front wheel. Yeah, and there you go. Oh, that is such a shame. It is difficult. I mean, again, I did that exact move yesterday in the driving rain, and it is horrible. You know, when it's wet and slippery, well, obviously, you don't want to put all your force in. You're so nervous about it.
You've got a big gap underneath. It's quite daunting to go and throw yourself at.
Yeah, I mean, standing in front of that, that's sort of up to my nose height. It's probably 6 foot or something.
I thought it was curb height. You said your nose, right?
Yeah, no, it's around 5 foot, I believe. Over 5 feet. So it's a long way off the floor.
Daniel Segara is going to want to pull in more so far. Got 50 on the first section, 30 on the second. See how he's going to do on section number 3.
Spinning all the way round.
Looking very strong.
And he knows he just needs to sort of get through this nice and steady and just keep those points. Yeah, no jumping there, just a straight up to the front. Riding the Comas bikes. Got new 26-inch fluid form aluminium frame. So not on the carbon bike like a lot of the other guys.
In good pace here from Daniel. A minute 20 left. But you can see there's still, even to get the 20 points, they've got to get quite far in the course.
It's quite interesting because he looks a little bit nervous, actually. You just see his movements are a little bit not relaxed, you know, he's not kind of free-flowing, and he's a bit nervous because he knows that this can make a big difference in the competition. It's a big pivotal point because Luke has opened up a gap in the points.
Front wheel slipped a bit there.
See? And that's going to be a fine. That's because he's nervous. Yeah, that's nervous. So he's given that back to Luca now. You know,
this is going to be really tight now.
Yeah, he could have gone through there with 40 points, and he could have had a lovely lead and like really gone on. But now, all to play for. I have absolutely no idea where this is going to go. So, like I said, when it's wet, you can see the back tyre just couldn't hold it. He didn't commit to the movement from the ground enough, just kind of holding back. And we saw Luca the same, just kind of holding back a little bit, and what they need to do is actually hit it with a lot more aggression.
So it's quite exciting. So you viewers are really getting spoiled today.
Yeah, all could change now.
Ibuki for Japan.
Beautiful hook on that first move. Yeah, very nice.
It's going to show us how it's done in the leafless forest right now.
Smooth.
He's making that look a little bit too easy there. That is
smooth
tough.
as Oliver Woodman, who we'll see later on. So here we go. A nice hook, front wheel, left-footed rider. A little bit nicer this hook for a left-footed rider. Swings and roundabouts with each move. Some are good for left, some are good for right. Overall, usually pans out pretty equal. That is one thing that the section builders do look for. And lovely balance there. Look at that. Like, really confident.
Just to get to the front.
Yes, there we go. Nice.
So that'll be 30 in total with a minute to go. This is where you want to be. Halfway through the section with half of the time left. So he's in a good position right now. Again, as we saw with the 20-inch, just to the left of Ibuki there is a female gate. You can't quite see it because it's the back of the pink gates, but they have to avoid that.
Yeah, so the back of the gates are actually black, so that you don't get confused as to which direction you should be riding the gates. You know, you have to go round and through that certain direction. So you can see here, he did very, very well. This is like a different rider to the guy who was watching on the other sections. Up on the back wheel.
I think he's found his flow today now.
He has found it now, hasn't he? Look at this, 40 points.
He's taken 3 sections, but he's here.
On the leafless tree, what was it?
The leafless forest, I think we were calling it.
Yeah, forest, I love that.
Silly
that. But sponsored by Lidl, so big shout out to Lidl for and all the other sponsors.
Look at that balance there.
He's
gone over the rope. He was perfectly balanced. I don't know what he did there. I didn't see that one coming. I think he locked up his back brake. Now, if you lock up your back brake,
it will just slide off to one side. So, yeah, look. There, he just locked up the back brake. It slid to one side. Tried to hold it on the front wheel, but it's gone straight over.
Body weight just shifted.
That's such a shame.
Far forward. Body's just gone too far forward.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, spinning straight into the left-hand side, throwing the front wheel through first.
We'll check for the Czech Republic now.
Riding nicely through that first gate.
That's 10 now. This one again, you've got to go all the way through the balance beams that are rounded, wet. There's a bit of chicken wire to kind of add some friction and traction there, but still going to make things difficult. So he needs to get all the way through gates A, B and C to get these 10 points. So he's going to switch here. Oh, no, he's wasting some of the time there on this gate. He's going to want to pick up the pace. Oh, is he still balancing these? Looks like he's right. He's got the swap. There we go, edge to edge. And now he's going to be looking at the landing. Will he go 2 wheels? Yeah. It's also up into a... Oh, he's going to go... Oh, God, he lost his balance just from the top.
Oh, that's so upsetting.
Wow. Only 20 points there. Only 20.
He won't be so happy with that, will he?
Here we go now, so we're probably going to see it again. As he gets to the top, body weight too far to the right, wheel just drops down, had to jump off. I mean, he had to recover himself and land double-footed down, so very, very unfortunate there. He's going to be kicking himself, really kicking himself there. So next up, wait, the French did the French rider 5 it at this foot? We're about to see again.
Let's just see what happened.
That happened so quick.
He slipped. Yeah,
both his hands.
Oh no. That's such a shame for Titouan.
Wow.
Oh no. Yeah, just both hands came off. That is probably because wet grips, wet gloves.
Yeah, so it doesn't even matter. So wow, so we're going to have...
Could be good for Nicholas, etc.
Yeah, quite a few mistakes being made today, and that's going to really change the game and the rankings here.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pressure on these guys. Well, there is a lot of pressure on these guys.
Yeah.
But that was really nice. That was really good. It looks like he's found his flow. I mean, such a bad start to to his finals here, but really moving better now. Yeah, very steady through there. Quite easy to catch the pedals on the side of that. Got to stay dead straight. Going for this hook. So he's riding the carbon clean. We're talking about the differences in the bikes, and he's on the carbon frame. Generally, carbon a little bit lighter, a little bit stiffer. Pros and cons, really. Probably. Oh yes, on the edge. Nicely done.
That brake doing its job right there.
Yeah. So here's this balance beam. So you've got a really nice crowd in the background there.
Hold that on rear wheel, very nice, and then straight up to rear again.
Look at that. Oh, come on.
Fall to the side. He has to get back up there, doesn't he?
Well, actually, no, I think he can go over the rocks here and out the end. Yep, he knows where he's going.
Okay, yeah, I can see the route now. So, got the other gates, but that was the final gate there, so that was a good save. Very fortunate. Only 30 seconds left. Again, you can't quite see it here at home if you can't. There's just a female gate to the left, but he cannot fall to the left-hand side. That's why he's keeping his body weight to the right. He's going to try and make his way up this narrow, wet log, and then switch. Oh, he's going to have to come back again.
Oh, come on.
It's getting really tough. 5 seconds. I think he knows. 30 points, though.
30 points.
That'll do.
Into third place. So on the grand scheme of things, he's doing pretty well. He's really fought back from that first section where he got 0.
You can see here, handlebars twisting a little bit too much. He's falling to the right, so he's fallen off and he had to correct himself.
This is where it's really important when you're walking the section as a rider. You have to really know where everything is around you.
I think we may have just... I'm just listening... Wow.
Oh no, Luca has fallen on the first gate.
We've
started with a 0.
Cut to Luca on the floor, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see a replay there. We just heard Steve over the speakers. See it now, I think. Here we go. So, he's gone through...
Oh my God. We saw this with Nilo, didn't we?
Was that on the same section? What's happened there?
Just the start box. That's where Nilo got the 2... No, was it the next one?
He's wheel spanned.
Now, that is because you've got to be...
Do not
really?
Oh my!
That is how slippery it is.
I've not seen that before. Like 16 years of that.
Oh
I've
my
not
Lord.
quite
What
seen
a shame.
That bad.
Okay, here we go. So Daniel Segura now starting section 4. This is where he can really try and dominate a lead here if he can just be nice and steady, get a few points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he's probably going to have a little bit more,
give himself a nice cushion for the last section.
Yes, exactly. Probably a little bit less pressure than he felt earlier when he made that mistake.
Yeah.
So,
Luca, I can't believe he's done that. That's so upsetting. What a way to
Luca as well.
Here we go, back wheel, down, nice and steady. So his front axle hasn't gone through the markers yet, so he can use that just for an extra bit of balance. He's actually chosen to drop down.
I think I'd probably do that.
I think his nerves are probably getting to him.
Yeah.
Just wants to go around. Here we go. Up through, front, back, down, and then he's 30 points. so far. So yeah, if he can get this fourth gate. Now he's going for the way that I thought I would want to do it.
Yeah, straight up to kind of get into that hooking position.
Yeah. Across the floor. There it is.
There we go.
Now he's hit. The only rider to stick it that way.
Lovely.
There we go. Back wheel down, and then 45 seconds left. Now he's really charging ahead now. 40-point lead going into the final section at least. I think he can get this next one.
So up to back, no to 2. Oh, good save. What a save.
Oh, what a fight. See that just bouncing off the front wheel. He didn't. Oh my lord,
Yeah,
the chicken wire really helped him out there, didn't he?
That was a twitchy moment.
Flipping heck.
Rolling through that.
Flying through that. So that'll be 50 points so far. He's got 15 seconds. He's going to go for the last gate.
Oh, we're going to see.
He should do it. 10 seconds left. Come on. Oh, what a peddler. Oh, he can do this. He can do this. Is he going to get 60?
Come on.
At wheel.
Go on. 3.
He's got to get through this 2.
1.
Oh, so close, but I don't think... Has he got it? Has he got it?
I don't think he has.
So I have to wait and see. 150. No, 50. Ah, what an exciting finish to that section.
Well, so what a...
Mate, this is all over the place. This is all over the place.
This is really exciting today.
What is happening? Look, all of a sudden, second and third place and fourth place, 100 points. Whoever does better on this last section, and don't forget, if it is a tie, it goes back to the semi-finals. So this is like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Can't believe it. I mean, I think
This is it. You guys...
no, it's going to be, as soon as Daniel Segura gets, if he can get 10 points in the last section, just the first gate, that's it. He's going to be world champion.
Very exciting, mate. You know, here there's the didn't sell tickets, but you know, we've got a whole seat, but this is me and Andre sat right on the edge.
I can't stop moving. I'm just like, oh my god, what's going to happen?
So last and final section for the men's 26-inch junior finals. This will be Ibuki now. There's a battle for second and third right now.
There is, and Ibuki, Nicholas and Luca all on 100 points. Here we go. If he has a good ride here, he could be on the podium in the World Championships. Fantastic to see a Japanese rider on the podium here. Here we go, lining up. Come on, Ibuki. Come on.
Yeah, he's got his flow in the last section, so I wonder if he's going to really pull it out the bag now.
Now this is a very awkward gate.
No, I don't know how they're going to get, because they can't go over the rope, as we've mentioned before. There's an invisible wall.
Yeah, so he's got to stay as steep as possible here.
So careful.
Now which technique is he going to go for? Lots of different kind of like little awkward movements. He's really trying to stay within that line.
Look how steep that is. Nice.
Very nice. Right, here we go. 20 points so far to make it 30. He needs to get as many points as he can, get the highest score he can in this last section to keep the pressure on Luca and Nicholas for this fight for the podium. Who's going to be where? Big burst of power to the back wheel.
Switch here.
2 and down. Be absolutely fantastic to get this Japanese rider on the podium. Come on, Ibuki.
Yes, come on, Ibuki, yeah. Right, got to go. Turning to his left now, avoiding that rope. This was in yesterday's...
Watch that back tyre. Don't let it slip. Don't let it... Oh, no, he could have got 30 on here. He's not going to have time to get the fourth gate, I don't think.
No, I mean, I've got to say, gate number 4 is really...
Fight in the World Championship. There's nothing more he can do now. He finishes on 120 points. So it's now down to Nicholas and Luca. Yeah, you can see just put too much pressure over. Back tyre going. And that's the moment he knew. That's pretty frustrating for him. But still, pretty good result. 120 points. Currently sitting in second place. Let's see what happens. He could still finish on the podium. as the rain comes down again.
Move up that leaderboard.
Because, you know, we haven't had enough rain.
Not until Wojtek.
Yeah, Wojtek just working his way through 10 points. No worries, quite quickly through there. 25 seconds gone as he moves on to this this next gate. So going for a slightly different approach. Going for this pedal up forward approach.
Yeah, so that's another interesting one there. Some people starting from the static move, or sorry, Ibuki started from the static move.
I think that generally the preferred way. I don't know if you saw it, but he rode straight. How these riders ride, especially for me. The louder they are, the bigger and better I go.
Yeah.
As we saw on the street ride yesterday, organised by Mind Control and Shin Dig.
Absolutely amazing, and a shout out to Duncan and Danny from the Drop and Roll Tour.
Oh, yeah, there's this guy called Danny McCaskill.
He introduced
himself. Came out and rode yesterday. He said he's a trials rider. But yeah, it was really nice to see him riding last night. We had a really good laugh with those guys. Really good turnout. It's nice to see everybody kind of, all these trials riders taking over the city and enjoying bikes all over the city in Glasgow. And yeah, fantastic riding, getting thrown down by riders from all around the world last night. A little bit of a social ride after the competition. So big shout out to the guys, Mind Control and Shin Dig, for organising that one. And see Danny McCaskill, very famous trials rider from Scotland. Great to see him here supporting the event and enjoying the competition side of the sport. So here we go. Hitman on 10 points so far. Can he keep his foot high enough and off? Yes, he's done it. Yeah, so he's going to need to get a shift on now. 90 points so far for him. Last section, unfortunately, getting 0 points. It's such a shame. Really in the running for a podium finish. See what he can do. Still wants to finish as high as he can.
You can see that these static hook moves take up a lot of their time.
Take up a lot of time. And Alejandro, they get there and go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a lot of trust in there. They just, really going for it. So, got to avoid that rope now. Much bigger bike. Wheels are bigger. We saw earlier, Ibuki. There we go.
Not risking the slip on the angle.
Absolutely.
There. Very nice. All right, here we go. Unfortunately, that's a 5 on time, but he's going to get 30 points for that. He's going to finish on a score of 100.
Sun's coming out now. The crowd is really building up as well. There's a lot of
finals, which I'm really excited to see because it's just such a good battle and they're riding so well these days. It's incredible. Yeah. You can see here how slippery. You just see that water on the surface. Really got to have your weight in exactly the right place. And check this out. Watch the back wheel. Oh, there it is, perfectly just on the slight upslope. 2 inches wide, that thing, and you got to try and get through that gate and twist around to the left-hand side. Very, very technical bit of riding. Here we go, Nicholas up for his last section, the World Championships 2023, riding here in Glasgow. His last section. Let's see, is he going to make the podium? If he can, he wants to ideally get, 30? If he can get 30 points, he will be on the podium. If he can get 30 points. He's going to know that. He would have done the maths.
That's what he's probably going to focus on here, right?
Yeah, get the first 3 gates. Everything after that is a bonus. Let's see if we can get him onto the podium.
Lovely roll up there, making light work of that. Sort of the brakeless, landing brakeless in this weather is actually going to help you, because as soon as your wheel stops, it's likely to slip with this friction. So trying to roll through many of these moves is going to be an advantage here. So
Axel, that's such a nervous moment because the judge at the side has to make the call as to whether your front wheel is in or out of the section. So it can be very nerve-wracking for the rider.
30 seconds to get 10 more points.
30 seconds, 10 more points, and he's already on the podium. He's guaranteed a podium place because qualified ahead in the semi-finals. He will be on the podium for sure. If he can get this at last 10-point gate, it will just secure him on the back wheel. Yes, there we go, 30 points, guaranteed third place minimum.
Now he's just rolling here now. I think he's pretty pleased. He knows he's not going to get 10 points in 3 seconds. Look at him, and now he's going to.
He's on the podium for Nicholas from Austria.
Fantastic work, Nick.
Got there. Say a big thank you.
I know the Austrian team will be happy for sure.
Yeah, all of his teammates, the whole Austrian team is going to be really, really happy with that. Another medal for Team Austria. Third place in the World Championship. And here we
self here. Let's hope he
well, he's going to need 30. If he gets 30, he'll be second on countback. So he'll be just ahead of Nicholas.
So he's really going to be wanting
to get to the semi-finals. 40 would be ideal. Fourth gate, like we said, is really the crux of the section,
which no one's done yet. The maximum we've had on section 5 is 30 points.
Yeah. So we'll see. Is it possible? Luca needs to keep his head together here. Up on the back wheel. He could have very easily lost that then. Just a bit too steep. So where the marker is, where his front wheel, look, watch his front wheel. Back wheel's got to get right to the edge, got to get his front wheel really steep to get it inside that gate, and that's why that move is so difficult.
The wheel just fits inside,
literally just. You've got to be absolutely perfect, and with wet tyres and the rounded wood, my God, you've got to be absolutely perfect. So he's rolling around for the second gate, taking a different approach. Now it's interesting, you see, he's not rushing himself because he knows that he just needs to get 3.
Yep.
And that's more or less, that is realistically possibly the best he could do, unless he got 60. Touching the pedal, and if he touched the pedal, that could be a game changer as well. It'd be the big difference between second and third place for Luca.
Right, 30 seconds in left, just over 30 seconds left, sorry. Gonna have to switch this straight up to the next part of the cotton reel. 2 inches wide that.
He's got one more move, and he's got 25 seconds to get over this cable reel. And he will be second in the World Championships 2023. There it is.
30 points.
Second place, he knows. Like it's done.
Took it.
Already, Daniel Segara has won the World Championships.
And I tell you what though,
but incredible riding there from Luca. Here we go. Let's have a little recap of his last moments in the competition. Just keeping that pedal away from the rock there. Observers eagerly watching.
You see that?
Trying to give somebody, take some points away from someone and ruin their day.
Well, a couple of millimetres away from coming third.
Yeah.
You know, that's how close this sport can be, and that's how close the competition really is.
Here we go.
So I think Daniel's just going to have some fun here, isn't he?
Victory lap here. I think this is going to be for fun. Let's see what he can do. How many points can he get?
No problem at all.
Yeah, and I think part of this is for them to actually maybe he'll try a bit more risky moves because he's not really too fast, or maybe he'll play it safe.
Well, yeah, it will be interesting. Do you know what? Talking about 26-inch elite later, I was chatting to Danny Baron, who was second in the World Championship, same points tied as first place last year. It's incredibly close, and he was second on countback to the semi-finals. And he said today he's going to go big or go home, and he said he's going to try and put on a show. Yeah, such an exciting rider to watch.
Yeah, he
But anyway,
knows that that's the only way he'll win. So
yeah, little put it all out on the line.
He's our current winner, but having a little victory lap, as we like to call it.
I'd really like to see him get through gate 4 because we haven't seen him get through gate 4. I want to see how he gets on with it. I think he can do it.
Just to prove that he is the winner.
Yeah.
I think that's what you want to do, right? So 50 seconds left. Really good time here for Daniel. Great pace.
Up to the back wheel, quickly over the side of the cable wheel. Yeah, a little
nice.
slide up onto the edge there. Here he goes. Can he get... I really want to see him get this gate 4. So, the sun has come out, the rock is still pretty damp. Oh, and he's
sort of lost it there a bit. I think he's just going to stand up.
Daniel Cigar. UCI World Champion 2023 here in Glasgow Green in Scotland for the UCI World Championships, the biggest event
in cycling. Arms back in the sleeves of that rainbow jersey.
And if you do want your own rainbow jersey, pop over to the Santorini stand and you can buy them.
Yeah, I actually got mine. Yeah. It was funny earlier when the guy said, you know, we're all competing for these. Really?
Yeah.
I won't be. No, I mean, really.
No, 18 World Championships I've done, and I'm just going to go buy one.
I'll get it. If I buy it for you, then you didn't buy it, did you? You got given it.
Maybe if I can do a side up 120 over a bar, I get to win it.
Yeah, okay. I might just buy them for all of the Shin Dig media riders and say all of my riders have got rainbow jerseys.
I would like one on the wall.
Fantastic ride from Daniel. He's going to be very pleased to keep that title, and a fantastic another win for Spain.
Yeah, and another very exciting competition.
Yes, so close.
Just like, oh my God, it's up and down all over the place. There are the final results.
Ah, you